obviously, we'd like to thank all elected officials and candidates that are running in health and service in our community. We're going to start with Sam Beydoun for Wayne County Commissioner, who left. We have Wasim Dave Abdullah here with the Dearborn Heights City Council. We have Zuhair Abdul Hat with Dearborn Heights City Council. We have Councilman Mike Serini for Dearborn. We have Abdullah Hamoud, State Representative, a mayoral candidate. We have Judge Sam Salami. We have Leslie Herrick, Dearborn City Council. We have Solicitor General Fadwa Hamoud. We have Dearborn Public School Board Trustee Adil Mozib. And our candidates, we have Mansour Sharha for City Charter. We have Hassan Abdullah for City Charter. We have Saeed Alawathi for Dearborn City Council. And we have Khuda Farhat for Dearborn City Council.
Yes.
Thanks all you guys for everything you do for us, honestly. So before we get started, we're gonna have a couple of speakers for tonight. Our first speaker, he serves for the board for Dearborn Public Schools. He is heavily involved in the community and holds a degree in software engineering. Please join me in welcoming Dearborn Public School Board Trustee Adil Mozib to the board.
Here you go. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it, Mustafa. Everyone, it's a very tough time to be in Dearborn. Obviously, after the flood, it opened our eyes to many things. And one of the major things that it has opened our eyes to is the charter and the importance of this charter, our city's constitution. And when we residents went to look for answers, we kept asking the mayor, we kept asking council, mayor who has been unfortunately absent due to health reasons, we wish him well. But council didn't have the powers that it needs to check on the mayor. And that's one of the major things that we need the commission, the upcoming commission, to look into. The other things that we need to really truly look into is the fair representation of how folks in our city get elected. We need to look into districted representation in our city. So all corners of our city are represented in city government, in municipal government, and even school board, and also at the state level and the federal government. Currently, if you look at where the public officials live in Dearborn, you will see them very concentrated in one area, and I don't think that's fair. I know Hussein for a long time, and I'm not here just because I'm his friend. I'm here because I know he's committed to making sure that we have equitable representation in Dearborn, that we would have a fair way to, and a check and balance in the Dearborn city. And I know him that he cares so much about Dearborn and its residents. If you see him live pretty much every other day on WhatsApp media, you see him educating residents on the very important issues that concern them at schools, at cities, at their businesses. Hussein is a very honest person who will tell you things like it is. He has held me accountable as a Dearborn Schools trustee. He has asked me the tough questions, and I believe that he will serve our residents well. Now, I think all of us here, and I truly believe that all of us are committed to electing Hussein and others who are very committed to Dearborn, to the city charter, but that will only come with a cost. As somebody who has ran for many years, I believe 3 campaigns already, it is very costly, time-wise, money-wise. So I urge you to support the candidates that you like and that you not just like, but agree with on values, such as Hussein, and make sure that they get elected by donating to them, by volunteering, by spreading the word to your families and friends. The last thing that I want to conclude with is that this election is so important. It's so crucial. We're going to have a new mayor, and that mayor will also be faced with a lot of responsibilities, but we're going to have those 9 commissioners We will revise our city charter since the last major revision was in the 70s. So we need our charter to really be modern, be new, and reflect the city of Dearborn's residents. So I urge you, and I hope that you will join me in supporting Hussein with your dollars and with your support, inshallah, to be on the city charter, because it is very, very important to have people like Hussein, like Mansour, like Hassan on this charter, and I hope that you would support them all. Thank you so much, and have a good day.
Thank you, Adil. Really appreciate your words, man. So our next speaker for the night works day and night to better the health of the community. From early mornings at Access to late nights at Beaumont. This person will always go for the extra mile to make sure that everyone in our community's health and safety is ensured. Please help me welcome Dr. Hassan.
Thank you very much, everybody. I'm not much of a politician or a big speaker, but I can tell you this. I've known Hussein for a long period of time. He is, a kind person who knows what he's doing in the community. He's helping a whole lot of people, whether it is in his educational institution, whether, there's WhatsApp media. I've had him multiple times, interview me during the COVID crisis, which is still ongoing. I think he's a man of ethics, his education. He helped my kids a lot, during their school and high school performance. Hussein is an asset to this community, and I strongly encourage you to help him get elected and donate to his campaign. Hussein doesn't need me or anybody else to, introduce him or to talk about his, all his qualities. I think he's got great qualities. I think he'll be an excellent candidate for the position. And what I can tell you is this is a ongoing battle, and we need him to win and to better our community, especially with what's going on right now in Dearborn and all the mess that we are right in the middle of. So please help me help Hussein get elected, and open up your checkbooks and donate to his campaign. And thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. DeCruz. Last but not least, before we introduce the man of the hour, our last and final speaker is a fellow attorney. She is a member of the Dearborn Public Schools Education Foundation, and she is always giving back to the community in every way she can. Please, without further ado, allow me to welcome Maria Dwyer.
Hello. Maybe I should take this off of here so that Hussein can hold it when he comes up here and speaks to all of us. Good evening, everyone. What a wonderful crowd we have tonight. I'm so happy for Hussein, my dear friend. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Maria Dwyer. I grew up about 3 streets over on Reuter Street. My grandparents came over from Italy and built Liberati's restaurant down the street. So I am born and raised in this community, raised my family here. My kids are going to school with the kids' parents that I went to school with, so I am deeply committed to this community and a dear friend of Hussein's. We've been through a lot together. We volunteer together on the Dearborn Education Foundation, and I'm honored to be here tonight to speak about the work he's done and how I believe he will serve our city well as our next commissioner for the charter updates that the city has voted to approve and to move forward with. They decided last month that change is necessary, and for this to be successful, we need commissioners who are committed to working with people and digging for the truth. And through WhatsApp media, I think we've all seen Hussein welcome people from different sides of the aisle to the table to work together, to work through issues, and to share their views. So I am very convinced that Hussein is the right person to work with the 8 other commissioners that will be elected by our citizens. They will work together, and Hussein will, I think, lead those discussions and push people to really dig deep into the issues and find out what's necessary to revise our charter, which really serves as the governing document that the city council, a lot of our members here today, have to turn to in order to make decisions for our city. So without further ado, I want to introduce my dear friend, a man who is inclusive, he is thorough, he is professional, he is respectful. He makes sure to get the message out, and I know he will get the job done. Judge Salome told me to not read from my notes. I hope I did okay, Judge. Okay, I'm very honored to introduce our dear friend, my peer on the Dearborn Education Foundation Committee, and many other organizations that we have worked on together, Citizens for Dearborn Schools, a number of other organizations. I'm very proud of you. I know we all support you, and I'm honored to introduce you tonight as our next city commissioner, city charter commissioner, Hussein Hachem.
Good evening. Good evening. Seems like my voice is very high already, right? Exactly, right? مساء الخير. يا أهلا وسهلا.
أهلا وسهلا فيك.
Believe me when I say, words fail in describing my gratitude in this very moment. With that said, let me start by thanking each of you, my friends, my family, colleagues, community members for making the journey here today as we kick off our campaign. A campaign that's fundamentally about Dearborn's future. I'm overwhelmed and I'm humbled by your support. But in my heart, I know and hope that you're not just here for me. You're here because you believe in Dearborn, and you as a community have demanded a change when it comes to our charter. You are here because you believe we have a collective responsibility to make our city government the best, the most transparent, accessible, accountable, and the most efficient it can possibly be. That journey into a better city, that journey into a better city government for Dearborn is the one that we are here for today. But now allow me to tell you about my personal journey, the one that brings me to the work that I believe in so strongly. The first part of my story that I want to share with you began in January of 2008. Through a strong commitment to and value for education instilled in me through the sacrifices and the guidance of the hardest working people I know. Muhammad Nuruddin Hashim and Zainab Khalil Hashim, my parents. And my brother who's here in Abbas knows that very well.
Yeah.
With a book bag on my shoulders, I arrived at the DTW airport as an international student to a place that was once foreign, but quickly became my home. Right here, Dearborn, Michigan. A place that me and my wife Zainab, and by the way, my #1 supporter, chose to raise our two daughters, Noor al-Huda and Fatima al-Zahra. I have to be honest with you, it didn't take much to feel at home. At 19 years old, I was fortunate to be in a community like this one, surrounded by all of you. Many of you took me apart as part of their family, like Zuhair Adawiya and Fadwa Hammoud. And the least that I can do is to continue to better our home. I remember the pride I felt when I received my first job. I was a dishwasher at a Sultan restaurant, and I know Diab is here. I moved up on to a line cook at Al-Amani's, then to a baker at a Sindibad bakery. Throughout this time, I continued my education and was later employed at Beaumont Hospital, Henry Ford College, served as a youth leadership trainer and event coordinator for the LAHC. And later, I got to serve and learn from two mentors who are here with us today as sales and imaging manager for Armada Oil and Gas. Today, I stand before you, after 14 years, as a proud business owner of Educare Student Services and WhatsApp Media Network. I'm the result of this community's educational system, collective experiences, success, and challenges. Through my work in education and communication, I was able to see firsthand the impact that our city government has on our children, our families, our seniors, our first responders, and our city as a whole. And on August 3rd, when the people of the city demanded a change at the polls in groundbreaking numbers to amend the charter, it was a call of service that I was compelled to answer. This position belongs to the people, all people, not a select group of people, not a party or a special interest group. And I am committed to ensuring that the people's voices in this process are amplified and represented. The 14-year-old charter, as it is, no longer works for the people of the city, nor does it represent our collective voices from the south to the east to the west. The first thing that I did when I considered this run was talk to the people. And the thing that struck me most, many in our community didn't know what the charter does and how it could serve them. This is why I want to use every tool at my disposal, from public service to education and communication, to ensure that changes and changes now. The charter establishes a framework for how a local government operates in terms of its structure, responsibilities, functions, and processes. It's the blueprint that sets guiding principles for governance. We now have an opportunity to collectively work on a charter that stands out as a model for cities across the state. We don't have to look at charters at other states and other cities. We can be the model for other cities and states. We must make sure that our continued efforts to improve city government are inclusive of the diverse needs of all those affected by it. I'm excited that so many great individuals from across the city put their names for an opportunity to accomplish this very important task. Our voters can vote for up to 9 individuals to serve in that role, and I will be honored to earn one of those 9 votes on November 2nd. This is our campaign, all of us. And improving city government is our mission. This November, let's get the job done. Thank you.
حبيبي كيف صحتك؟ الحمد لله شكرا عليك.
I enjoyed this.
Yeah. When they put the line running, that was weird. know about it? Does anyone know about it? Did you go speak?
I don't saw a million of them. No, you don't want to drive something that everybody's driving.